Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of our NASCAR Heat 5 career mode. I hope you're all having a great day today. It's the final episode, the final 4 episode as well of Season 1. Kevin Harvick in his final season is set to face off against Joe Gibbs Racing's Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr., as well as Christopher Bell as they all compete for the Cup Series Championship here today for the season finale 500, we're calling it, at Phoenix Raceway. How did they get here? Harvick, Bell, as well as Hamlin all were able to get in on consistency. Hamlin won his way into the round of 8, from the round of 8, while Bell and Harvick made it in on points. However, the surprise, Martin Truex Jr. went into the elimination race of the round of 8 last episode at Martinsville Speedway over 60 points below the cut line, a margin you can't even make up on points even if you finish first in every stage. So he had to win the race to advance, and he did just that in just spectacular fashion after a dominant race from Ross Chastain. And instead of Chastain making it into the final 4, it's Truex as well. Chase Elliott had his chances ruined as well with a rough run in Martinsville when it was looking like all season long it might be a him versus Christopher Bell face-off for a title. But nope, it's Martin Truex Jr. that gets that final spot. We get through into this weekend starting with practice now on Friday, and you can see myself running around the track actually beating the goal time, which is always nice here. We as well have Truck Series and Xfinity Series championships that would be decided this weekend, of course, so we will be going over that in just a moment to see who won the titles in both Trucks and Xfinity. You can see our practice times on the board right there, and that would get us ready for some qualifying here Saturday afternoon for the final race in this Top Golf machine. We are bringing Top Golf back on for next season with this Qual League racing team, by the way. Now, a goal of a 26.685 here in Qual League. Can we beat that? We, of course, proved we could beat the goal time in practice, but what can we do when the actual pressure is on? Through turns 1 and 2 pretty well as we head down this back stretch here, and, of course, looking to get below the yellow line into turn 3 to make up some time, and not as good as I would like to. You want to have all 4 wheels below that yellow line. Nonetheless, a wide exit on the corner. We cross the stripe, not beating the goal. That's a 26.771. That still does put us in one of the better qualifying efforts of our season. P17 here for this championship 4 race. Let's of course see where the final 4 drivers are. Jimmy Johnson back in the field to get a proper ending to his Cup Series career as well, starts P26. You can see right there, and the final 4 drivers are all together. Look at this, they are 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th right there smack dab together as Kurt Busch in his final race will start from pole position. The Truck Series Championship, like I said, would be decided. Grant Enfinger would be the best of the final 4, winning the race in Phoenix. So Grant Enfinger wins the 2023 NASCAR Truck Series Championship, and as well we had an Xfinity Championship to determine. The champion did not win the race. Sam Mayer won the race, his first of his career. Austin Hill was the best finisher over Allmendinger in 4th. So Austin Hill wins the 2023 Xfinity Series Championship, and that leaves one main championship to decide. The Cup Series Championship, Sunday in Phoenix. Let's head to the grid.
We've waited all year for this moment. It's time for the championship race in Phoenix Raceway. 4 drivers are set to fight for the title. Today, who comes out on top, guys?
I'm all in on Martin Truex, guys. He's got so much momentum coming from a clutch win in Martinsville. A good starting spot. Watch out for him today.
I've got a new champion today, guys. Denny Hamlin gets the job done.
I've got Christopher Bell as the new champion today, a dominant regular season. Today he gets the job done.
Alright guys, I just want to say thanks to everybody, to the whole team, team owners for bringing me on next year, which is great to have a job, but as well, just thank you for the hard work, and I'm looking forward to finishing the season and having a strong season next year.
Full send today, bud. Let's have some fun.
ready to roll here from Phoenix Raceway. Johnson starting at the back after an engine change. You can see already Timmy Hill failing technical inspection as well. Let me know down below before we get rolling, what would you like to see more of from the series in Season 2? I saw one comment saying they would like to see more radios from not only my team but other teams as well. So let me know down below what you want to see more of or maybe less of. Nonetheless, the Championship 4 races season finale for Season 1 is underway from the 17th starting position. Kurt Busch in his final ever NASCAR Cup Series race leads the field in that 67-23-11 Toyota Camry down into turn 1. Truex, you can see from here, getting aggressive already. He's all over the back of Tyler Reddick. I'm trying to go 3 wide here on the exit of 2. We got Austin Dillon on our outside, Chase Elliott on the far outside, right up against that outside blue wall. As we head into 3, we're going to get right down below that yellow line here and just try to make up some time. Hamlin dropping like a rock on this opening lap, already outside of the top 10. Not a good sign for the Joe Gibbs driver, of course, looking for his first championship still of his Cup Series career. Hamlin has signed a multi-year extension with Joe Gibbs Racing that will be replicated here in this career mode. So if he doesn't win today, he's still got at least 2 more opportunities to win a Cup Series title. But obviously, at this point, you would have expected Hamlin to win at least one by now. We look at Denny Hamlin, but as well, we look at others, all the final 4 in this race. Kevin Harvick won championship in 2014. Martin Truex Jr. Won championship in 2017, and then Christopher Bell as well as Hamlin, no championships to their name as we come into this race. It's literally Harvick versus the world. It kind of feels like Harvick versus Joe Gibbs Racing for this title here today, and the favor right now appears to be in the hands of Martin Truex Jr. because he has taken the lead here early on in this race now. As you can see me on the back of Hamlin, putting some pressure on him. He is struggling, not looking good as Almirola was moving through the field. He goes 3 wide with Gibbs and Hamlin, says thank you very much, gentlemen. Moves through and he's closing in on a top 10 position. I continue myself to struggle a little bit. Blaney going by on the outside, Chase Elliott putting some pressure on in that Napa Auto Parts machine as well, and he would actually get to my inside here through 1 and 2 on the exit of the corner. He's going to have to run down the straightaway. That will probably carry him into 3 and 4 and allow him to potentially get clear of us now as we're tucked in behind that 54 of Ty Gibbs. Now crash in the back. The 34 blows a tire, hard impact on the outside wall. That's going to be the first caution of the day in the championship race here from Phoenix Raceway. Will we see a Final 4 driver impacted by a potential issue like that today? We'll have to wait and see. Nobody comes into the pits, and looking back at it, I should have pitted because we only have 2 laps to go in Stage 1. I didn't realize how far we were already into Stage 1 because it's only 14 laps. So if we would have pitted there, we could stay out when the caution comes out at the end of the stage and we could gain a bunch of track position. Like I said, I was not paying attention to the lap count at that point, didn't realize we were already towards the end of Stage 1, so a missed opportunity right there for us in the 16. We continue on, however, and try to put some pressure on Ty Gibbs, going 3 wide up the inside of him now. We've gotten 3 wide on both the original start, now the restart, as we dive down into 3 and 4. Truex leads over what appears to be still maybe Kurt Busch. Yes, it is Kurt Busch. We got Logano recently eliminated there. Brad Keselowski up there as well. His white flag is out for stage number 1. Of course, the final 4 does not matter for stage 1 or 2. It only matters where they finish this race. Everybody else, however, still fighting for points to get a better points finish on the season, and we are looking like a potential 12th points place finish here today, which would be pretty competitive in our rookie season as we come through 3 and 4. Martin Truex Jr. wins stage number 1, so the Final 4 driver up front over the 3 competitors, Bell, Hamlin, Harvick all behind him, but Hamlin being very much so the worst, down in 13th place, while we see both Harvick and Bell there, 7th and 6th. So solid stage 1 efforts, just not good enough for that 19 of Truex. Now we're going to pit for 2 cans of fuel, 4 fresh tires, get ready to go back racing here. I didn't make any adjustments because 14 laps, it really wasn't enough time to get an idea of what I needed to do to this race car. Do I want to make it looser? Do I want to make it tighter? I really don't know yet. Stage 2 will be the perfect opportunity to get that idea with more than 20 laps in this one. Logano loses 9 spots in the pit lane. A rough stop for that Shell Pennzoil Penske team. We're back underway for stage number 2, and we have nearly 30 laps in stage 2, so we'll know what we need to do to this car hopefully by the end of the stage and sooner than that, preferably. Up ahead, Chastain up the inside of Truex, and he's going to go to the front. Harvick as well to the inside of the 19 of Martin Truex Jr. Harvick with that Mobil 1 black and silver flame throwback. Sanok whipped that one up. Looks absolutely spectacular. And while we talk about paint schemes, just want to give a big thanks to everybody that has painted some cars for me in this career mode season 1. Sanok, Coop, D-Money, Lation, and I can't remember if Tyler Tinsley's done one for me or not, but as well, one more being Jarrett. I actually can check his Instagram out. I'll try and link it down below. He made the Energizer scheme look absolutely fantastic here now. But yeah, shout out to the guys that have made some paint schemes for season 1, and you're going to see a lot more custom schemes as well for season 2 that I'm very excited for you guys to see. The 16's got a heck of a lineup, of course, and a lot of drivers, trucks, Xfinity included, are going to have some schemes because you're going to see some on-track action in Xfinity and trucks next season, not just the post-race results. You're only going to see mainly the races I do, but we can do quite a few because we have less than 5 full-time NASCAR Cup Series seasons. So Alex Bowman and myself having a bit of a scrap here. Lap 7 of 28 of Stage 2. Chastain continues to lead over Harvick now, who's leading the Final Four battle over Truex. Second and third they run as we head down this back stretch. However, how long would the battle continue? Because it looks like Truex has downright the fastest car of the Final Four here today. Hamlin not very far ahead of us. He's just continuing to struggle. I've already realistically written off Hamlin as the Final Four contender. Harvick to the lead, the final race of his Cup Series career as well. So both him and Kurt Busch, at least if they don't win today, they can still say they led in their final career races of their NASCAR careers. Now, as we're up to the back of Kyle Busch, lap 8 of 28 in the stage, I overshoot the corner, wash up the track right there, get to the inside of the 8.3 Chevrolet. We would actually turn this into a bit of a battle with Kyle Busch. Both of us would get disconnected from the cars in front. Look at the track map though. Martin Truex Jr. back to the lead here from Phoenix Raceway, but this battle with Kyle Busch continues, side drafting him down the back straightaway, pulling him back right there, diving down into turn 3. Kind of a little bit of a slide job move right there, but it's not going to work. The crossover from the 8, the 2-time Cup Series champion, of course, from 2015 and 19, back when Homestead Miami was the season finale. The last time the season finale was worth watching, it felt like, as we continue on, trying to do the switchback ourselves on Kyle Busch, getting to that left rear again, trying to pull him backwards, do the exact same thing we just did, and it works to perfection just about. We dive down into 3, we'll get clear of Kyle Busch, but it wouldn't last for long. This battle continues. It gets to my inside again on lap 12. We're having a heck of a scrap with this 8 car, but there was an issue that was coming to the forefront here for this 16 Top Golf machine, and that was the tire wear. So that is going to be an issue here. We got 16 laps to go at this point in stage 2, and our right rear tire, you're going to see me checking it momentarily, is in pretty rough shape here as I continue to scrap it out with this 8 machine now, but there's not quite enough in it. On the exit of 2, Busch clear again and would start to drive away, unfortunately now, and it would be a lot easier when I would make this mistake right here, sliding up into the outside wall. That's also when I realized my right rear tire was really wearing out. We are coming to still 12 to go on the stage, and look at this, 36, now 35% on that right rear tire. This tire, without a caution, is not going to make it to the end of stage 2, so we're going to have to pit before the stage ends. We're hoping for a caution within a couple laps here as we get in behind the 9 of Elliott, who would start to drive away here. On lap 19, crash on the front straightaway. This is right in front of the leaders. That's Corey LaJoie, who's lost a tire down the front stretch, and there's Truex there. Logano just behind. Here comes Eric Almirola. Contact there. The caution flies. Exactly what we needed, thank goodness, because now we can come into the pits and not have to worry about the tire. Your tire wear for the player is always higher here than the AI for whatever reason. It is what it is, but we don't lose or gain any positions in the pit, so we are getting back underway here for stage 2, and a big shunt right there into the back of the 8 of Kyle Busch. Hamlin checked up, Busch checked up, I smacked right into the back of the 8, and we lose a few positions because of that. Eric Almirola out in front here in Phoenix Raceway now, as Truex, Harvick behind as we go 3 wide on the exit of 2 of Bubba Wallace, as well as Chase Briscoe. As we dive down into 3, Hamlin continues to try and navigate his way forward, but it's not working. You can see from here that Truex leads that Final Four battle still. He has led that Final Four battle for, I would say, probably 90% of the race that we've run so far, with the only other one leading outside of him being Kevin Harvick, and that was not for anywhere near as long as Truex has been out in front of these other 3 drivers of Harvick, Bell, as well as Denny Hamlin. Now, unfortunately for Hamlin, he's been like the worst running Final Four driver for about 100% of the time here now, as you can see myself lunging into 1 there on the inside again of Kyle Busch just a few laps ago in stage 2 at this point, using up this 2 maybe on the exit of 4, right to the door of him now as we cross the stripe right there, cut down on the dog leg 3 laps ago in stage number 2. We're going to try and diving it down into 1 and 2, and hopefully we can clear this 2 car, slide up in front of him. No, Cindric going to fight back around the outside. He backs out of it there, and we take the position up into P15, and this takes us straight to the final lap of stage number 2. Eric Almirola is actually going to win the stage. He leads the way through 3 and 4, his final race for Stewart-Haas Racing before he takes over the car we're trying to pass, the 21 of Harrison Burton. Almirola wins stage number 2, P15 for us here at Phoenix Raceway. Overall, not too shabby this car is right now. One of the better cars we've had this season. It is pretty obvious as well. We will end our rookie season winless. I think that might be the first time in a career mode that's happened to me. So that's unfortunate. But Martin Truex Jr., now Christopher Bell, Harvick's dropped down to 8. So it's Truex, Bell, Harvick, Hamlin, your current Final Four order, with just 1 stage remaining. Truex has been in control of this championship basically all race long. He wasn't even supposed to be in this Final Four if it wasn't for that late race pass on Ross Chastain to get him to victory lane, and now here he is in position to win the championship. 3rd stage underway. 1 stage remains in the whole season as we dive down into turn 1. We're going to attempt to go 3 wide with Harrison Burton. It's going to be successful. Truex passes Almirola on the inside, and that 19 machine back to the lead. He wants to become a 2-time champion here today. Truex, of course, in position to do exactly that. Now, Bubba Wallace on my inside, hoping to see some improvements from him next season in this career mode. Of course, we will be debuting the Next Gen 2.0 in season 2 of this career mode. There's going to be a lot of changes like that. Calendar changes, of course, scheme changes, roster changes, the new team of Andretti going full-time in place of Spire, a lot of stuff to look forward to. There will be an off-season video going out to highlight every single change as well. I will be putting out a complete modding tutorial in the off-season, and then before season 2 gets underway, after those 2 videos, we'll be having a clash. So there's still 3 videos related to Heat 5 coming out between Phoenix and the next season. Look at this. Kevin Harvick, he's down to 13th place, and you're going to see a radio message come up on the screen. Harvick reporting right there that he might have something going on with the right front tire, and that would explain exactly why he seems to be a bit off the pace here in stage 3. He does get a pass completed on Alex Bowman. Bowman's going to throw a block on us down into turn number 3. A bit aggressive from the 48 Ally Financial machine. Of course, another winless driver on the season. I wasn't a huge fan of the block, so I used up that 48 on the exit of 4. Not going to do much at the end of the day. He's still going to be clear. So we stay put in behind that 48 of Alex Bowman. The question is, will anything now happen to that 4 car of Kevin Harvick? And the answer is yes. Right front or left front, one of them is blown into 1 and 2. The caution's going to fly. Harvick in his final race of his Cup Series career, fighting for a championship, loses a tire. The caution flies. He will remain in the race, so he will get to finish his Cup Series career, but that will take him out of championship contention. Harvick, a Final Four driver with issues here in Phoenix Raceway. It's over for the 2014 Cup Series champion. Heartbreaking to see him, of course, lose a chance at a title in that fashion in his final race of the Cup Series career for him. A legend, of course, in NASCAR now. We decided for the final pit stop of the season to give up track position for 4 fresh tires because I wanted to see if I could work my way forward. Nothing matters at this point for us. It's all on the championship, and Martin Truex Jr. is in total control. Christopher Bell second in the running, Hamlin third in the running, but they are both further down the order. I'm going to get aggressive right off the bat, diving around the outside. Kyle Larson He started outside front row, and he's outside of the top 15. It's been a rough day for that number 5. Really, all of Hendrick Motorsports, they're not really up towards the top 10 aside from Chase Elliott, so they've all really had some rough days here. Now, Truex leads at the start-finish line now, coming up on the final 15 laps in Phoenix. Who's going to win it? I would say it's got to be Truex. I mean, it's all in his hands at this point. Go around the outside of that 5 of Kyle Larson, and I go way up the track in 1 and 2, a little bit too far up the track, and actually went to smack the outside wall, so we lose ground to the 5 and the 41, but the tires were so good we gained it right back in a few moments, so we get past the 41, we'll pass the 5 of Larson, we'll go around the outside of the 14 of Briscoe, get to the back of the 23, dive to the inside, look at the ground we're making up, we're going to force it 3 wide up the inside of Cindric as well as Bubba Wallace. There we go, up into P16, Harrison Burton next in line, closing in on the final 10 laps. Hamlin only up there in 14th place right now as we continue to close in on the back of this 21 machine, and this should be a pretty easy pass as well. Harrison Burton, of course, going to be driving that 10 car next season for Stuart Haas. Now as myself and Burton get into a bit of a battle, but we'll clear him on the exit of turn 2. 11 laps to go in this race now, and now just less than 10, lap 71, running down Hamlin as well as Chase Elliott. Hamlin just never had the pace today. It is what it is for that 11 team. They'll try again next year. Hamlin is never going to give up fighting for that championship, and I'm sure he's going to give it his everything in season 2, the 2024 season that will be. Now 7 laps remain here in Phoenix Raceway. The title is in the hands of Truex. I get into the back of the 11 of Hamlin. That actually stalls my momentum and allows Elliott to get a good run on my inside, so he'll pass me. So back down to P15 in the final 5 laps of season 1. Truex running away with this championship smoke ahead. That's the 45 of Tyler Reddick blowing up into 1 and 2. That'll bring out the caution with 5 laps to go. That's going to force NASCAR overtime for a championship here. But the question is, who's the closest competitor to Martin Truex Jr.? And the answer is Christopher Bell. But he's going to be on row 2 on the outside, while Truex will be, of course, front row on the inside. Something's going to have to go wrong for that 19 for the 20 car to have an opportunity to win this championship. It's all in the hands of Martin Truex Jr. now as we are ready to go for NASCAR overtime in this championship race from Phoenix Raceway. The season finale overtime is underway now. 2 laps remain. We got behind us Austin Cindric on the inside. It's Harrison Burton. We're going to dive down into turn 1, go 3 wide again. Kurt Busch as well in his final few laps of his Cup Series career. Same for Kevin Harvick now as we exit turn 2 alongside that Monster Energy machine. The number 67, 3 wide with him as well as Chase Elliott. Hamlin breaks into the top 10. Too little too late. Bell going backwards. Almirola to second. Truex sees the white flag here in Phoenix Raceway. We run way up the track here. 4 drivers came in. Truex, Hamlin, Bell, as well as Kevin Harvick. But it's Martin Truex Jr. who leads the way out of turn 2 down this back straightaway. He wasn't supposed to be here. He won his way in after a 60-point plus deficit going into Martinsville. His future was uncertain. All the way to the halfway point in the season, he announced he's coming back, and now Martin Truex Jr. wins in Phoenix and is a 2-time Cup Series champion.
Oh my God, man. You guys are awesome. Thank you.
Wow, Martin Truex Jr., a 2-time NASCAR Cup Series champion. Bell ends up second in the final 4. Hamlin third. Harvick in his final start. Same for Jimmy Johnson and Kurt Busch. You see the finishing order on your screen. All 3 of those drivers at least get to finish here. Reddick as well finished the race after blowing up. We'll take a look right here because we can't look after the race. So we'll look in here, the official point standings to wrap up our rookie season of our NASCAR Cup Series career. What a season, of course, that it was. It had its ups and downs, you see right there. Larson ended up P8 behind Elliott, Chastain, Blaney there in 5th, the best of the non-Final 4 drivers. Myself in P12. Logano went winless for the first time in a while. I think since, like, I don't know, what was it, like 2017 or something. So a rough season for Logano, yet he still almost made the Final 4 and had a shot at the championship. That's going to wrap it up for Season 1 of this NASCAR Heat 5 career mode. I want to thank you all for the support. I didn't know how it was going to go, but the support was there enough to continue for a Season 2. Will it go beyond a Season 2? It all depends if the support continues like Season 1. That's going to wrap it up for me. Stay tuned for the off-season video coming up in a few days. I will see you guys then. Thank you for watching. Thank you again for the support. Have a great day, everybody.